Okay, we have to talk about this. Um, I'm tired of the lies. Okay, no. Actually, I'm not here to call anyone out. This is probably not really a case or a matter of lies, so to speak, but just more so broken down to just individual experiences and life. Yeah. For many, many things that I was given an impression of as far as motherhood and pregnancy and all of those things for just growing life and birthing life and like all of that. So I was just kind of thinking, and I kind of narrowed it down a little bit to just a few that were just very prominent that just turned out. And if you've never been down that path before, if you've never had a soda and someone told you like, listen, I know you're worried about this, but all soda, it pretty much just tastes like the ocean. I mean, it's salt water, man. Like, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. This is the only way. This is how it happens. I mean, I'm sure it was meant to be honest advice, even though a lot of it was unsolicited, but still, you know, it's great. It's great when people help and share their stories and things like that. But sometimes you also kind of have like the pushy type of opinions, type of advice. First slide. When your water breaks, you're going to know. It's going to be like, whoosh. Oh girl, it's going to mess up everything. Like everything's going to be soaked. Everything's going to be ruined. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be it's going to be gigantic. That was actually believable to me because I had also pretty much seen the same thing in movies where it was like, oh no. Yeah. But no one ever said, wait a minute, hold up. It's not always, this was just my situation, you know, not so yeah, for some reason, I don't know, but it's a good thing to always do your research if you can, have books, your own books, follow blogs and groups and all types of things like that, so you can actually learn about all the variables and the factors and all the things that play into that, and then just your own unique experience as is, because every pregnancy, of course, is different. Every situation, every introduction into motherhood. For me, it was not that way. And I just knew that I was going to know when I was going to know, because I was told I was going to know. So when it happens, I knew it was going to be whoosh, 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 whoosh. Hey, can you throw me a paddle? But no. It was a slow trickle type. It was a drip, drip, drop, drop. Didn't really know what was happening there, but I learned later. Number 2, you will know. You will know when contractions hit you. You will know. Because that was one thing that not only did I ask and wonder myself, but I would see from a lot of other moms, like, how will I know? How will I know when contractions start? How will I know when I have a contraction? Like, what does it feel like? How will I be able to tell? What will my body do? And I was always told, sometimes people say, you know, the best information comes from those around you and those who have been in that journey, who has you know, walked that path. Utilize, you know, the people around you, the women around you, utilize that, your community, your resources. And so I tried to do a little bit of everything. I was told that you know, I would just know, and that it will feel like period cramps, pretty much like really bad period cramps, and you're like, you cannot miss it. Like you cannot miss it or mistake this for anything. Like you're gonna know. And then I also ended up meeting other women who were like this was happening to me really bad and these horrible sharp pains, and I would go to the hospital and they would send me back home and they would just say it's false labor, or they would just say, oh, that's Braxton Hicks. And I was like, but I thought when you know, you know. Anyway, so then I was like, well, what does Braxton Hicks feel like? Which I never end up getting, thankfully, because that just would have been even more confusing. I don't know. But I also remember at some point, at some stage in the pregnancy, being asked, have you had any contractions? Have you? I used to hate that question. I really used to hate that question. Have you had any? Because the other sensation that I was feeling was round ligament pains. And then I had lightning crotch for a little bit. So I'm like, I don't know if you're talking about part of that. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I guess not, because I'm not on the floor crying. So I don't know. But yeah. I actually did start having contractions for the first time. I was like, I wonder if that's just I wonder if that just has something to do with the whatever else they call do they call it vertex something, the head down position. I was like, maybe it just has something to do with that, and my my uterus is just getting ready and things, my cervix is just starting to stretch a little. It's just something's, maybe that's what's happening. That's what I'm feeling like. It's just kind of like working the muscles. I'm feeling my muscles stretch. Okay. And then I was like, okay, let me try to time it. That was one thing I did hear of too. Time them. Except it was sporadic, and I was like, okay, maybe this isn't it. Maybe this is new. That was a bittersweet moment, because that also made me think, ooh, this is how they're gonna be the entire time. Okay, that's fine, honey. Keep them rolling. So when it's time, I'll be good. I guess I'm just gonna be one of those women, you know, where it's just nothing. Yeah, that wasn't true. But the point is, when they did actually like ramp up, and when I was actually in labor, I was able to tell when they actually got to a point where they were strong. But I also had, you know, medical personnel beside me to tell me as well, like what was happening, what was going on, and kind of confirm that as well. And then of course they were also more frequent and more on a schedule than just kind of sporadic and confusing in a sense. And I actually honestly don't even know if there would have been a difference, because I was put on Pitocin to induce that. I mean, to bring them along and pretty much yeah, speed up that process and, you know, make those contractions get stronger. So I'm not really even sure if there would have been a difference if my body just naturally got to that point as opposed to being forced, which I really didn't like, but I didn't have much of a choice in the moment. But that is a story for another time. Anyway, number 3. Once you get towards the end of that pregnancy, you're going to hate it. 3rd trimester is like, you're going to be so ready to get this baby out of me. Do you have a shovel? I'm done. Like, I can't do, I'm done. And I never got to that point, which is okay. Some women do, some women don't, but I was kind of like anticipating, waiting to get to that point. I was waiting for my belly to feel like super low, because everyone talks about the drop. I was waiting for, I remember like I would ask my doctor, did I drop yet? Did I drop? Am I dropped? I'm hanging. Am I hanging like some banana? Just my routine kind of helped my schedule and what was going on in my life at the time. I'm pretty sure if I was like on the go heavily daily, I probably would have been over it. And I do think like the type of shoes that you wear matters, and rest, hydration, exercise, like all of that, which I did suck at did suck at getting those walks in, which I've always heard is like really good. Like that helps getting your walks in, you know, in the 3rd trimester and stuff like that. But yeah, thankfully I never got to the point where I was like, get this baby up out of me. Next, newborn diapers and clothes will not last you. That's not gonna last long. Honey, you're gonna use those for like 3 weeks and then that's it. They're gonna be too small. That was a lie. So my baby was actually in newborn clothing for probably like 2 or 3 months. Yeah. So it was kind of nice. It was kind of cool that it lasted more than 2-3 weeks. But you never know. Babies come in all sizes and you don't really know how they're going to progress along, how they're going to be, you know, if they'll gain weight rapidly or slowly or just steadily, you know, you don't really know. It's a fun time, definitely, to watch your baby grow, to see this being that you created, and, you know, it's just to get to follow the journey and the process and learn your new self as well as you're learning this new human. Next. One thing that will probably never die is sleep when the baby sleeps. Everything's gonna be okay. That's what I'll be told. Everything will be fine. Just sleep when the baby sleeps. Except the baby wasn't really sleeping. We had some other issues going on too, digestive wise. I mean, you just like, you don't know. You don't know what's going to come at you. And you don't really know what the schedule is going to be like. And I didn't really have a set schedule. I went about trying to learn the baby first. I was like, let me learn my baby first. Let me see what this baby's gonna be like. And then, you know, just kind of go with the flow from there. And there are many times where the baby was sleeping and I was like, okay, now I'll be able to, I don't even remember when I last brushed my teeth. So now I'll be able to like do some things. And like before you know it, it's going to be feed time again. So sometimes that doesn't always work. What worked for me is having the extra set of hands. You really got to tap into your village if you have one. Support system, support groups. It's all so important. Having that family is amazing. And if you don't, there's still a way, you know, of course, you can find to make it work. Just whatever works best for you. And not necessarily how people tell you that it's going to go. Because once again, every situation is different. Every introductory to motherhood is different. But if you are a part of the sisterhood of motherhood, it's beautiful. It's a blessing. And I hope to hear your story one day. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in with me and having a little talk. See you guys later.